In a world where men often walk alone, who do they turn to for answers? Being male is a matter of birth, but being a man is a matter of choice. This is the dawn of something phenomenal. Fathers, sons, brothers, from the daily grind to the battles within, this is where real stories are told. A place where the silent struggles are given a voice, where the unspoken truths are laid bare. No holds barred. Brace yourself. This is Men on Record. It's more than just talk. It's a man thing.
Good evening and welcome. This is Men on Record right here at Hope Media. We are live across all our platforms, and this is a show by men for men, and it's all about men. And we are here to encourage each other. We are here to build each other, sharpen each other, and we are here to cheer on each other as we carry every man along in this journey of life. And so from wherever you are tuned in from, wherever you are watching us from, wherever you are listening to us from, thank you so very much for choosing to listen to Men on Record. And it is a weekly show that comes every Friday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. to address everything that touches and affects men. You may be young, middle-aged, or even the old. We are here to address all those issues. And by the way, just for clarity purposes, we are not here as experts. We are here also as men, also who are learning, who are also being encouraged as we go along in this journey. And so, karibu sana to the episode. It's always a joy when you are joining us. And from wherever you are joining us from, you can let us know. And of course, we will be giving you those shout outs as we go along. And remember, before we introduce today's topic, this particular episode is brought to you yet again by Brookshine, where education is more than books and grades. It's all about shaping the whole child. And at Brookshine Schools, learning does go beyond the classroom to nurture character, leadership, and faith. It is located in Kamulu, just an hour's drive from the CBD, and Brookshine Schools is a faith-based, family-oriented school that partners with parents and the church to raise balanced, confident, and also compassionate young people prepared to lead with excellence. And of course, you can visit their website because admissions are ongoing. You can visit Brookshine, that is brookshineschool.ac.ke. You can be able to book a school tour and you can secure your child's place today. And so, karibu sana to the episode, being the 16th day of January 2026. Still early days of the year, and so Happy New Year. I am your host. My name is George Gishoro, and we are looking forward to an amazing time. But before then, allow me to welcome my co-host on the far left. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. How are you, bro?
Nakuona kaka.
Uko salama?
Nashukuru.
Great.
Hey.
This is the third week of January. Do you know that, yeah?
The third week.
This is the third week.
My friend.
The third week. So we have two,
rushing.
two to go.
Two to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Almost there.
Yeah.
Almost to the
So,
end.
watu wanasema kwamba Januari imekuwa fupi.
Fupi kweli.
Yeah.
Nakubaliana nao.
Inakimbia.
Yeah.
And
Mid-month already.
yes.
Eish. But we thank God.
The Lord is
for
faithful.
his goodness and his faithfulness.
He's gracious.
Wiki imekuwaje?
Imekuwa salama. Hapa na pale. But all in all, glory to God that we are here.
Amen.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So we are talking about private choices. Public consequences.
My friend, I tell you,
Such a conversation.
it's a huge conversation. And you know, when we are talking about this, we are here to unpack, you know, and also the reality that is in so many of us as men.
Yes.
The choices that we make as men, they are made actually in the private,
Yeah.
but the results are there for everyone to see. It's like a
open.
cinema.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a cinema.
Yes.
Ilikuwa tu inashutiwa huku.
Inashutiwa chini ya maji.
Chini ya
behind the
maji
scenes.
tu. You know, then all of a sudden, boom.
Bas, everyone can
Released.
see.
Everyone can see, and in some instances,
Uh-huh.
it is shared widely.
Forwarded
Many
many times.
My friend, yet you thought it was in the private.
Yes.
And so those are the things that we are talking about this evening. And the questions, so many of them that we are asking ourselves, what happens when that private decision surface publicly.
Yes. Yeah.
Because
it will.
Ndio hivyo
Yeah.
unajipata tu there is a private click.
Yes.
Innocently.
Yeah.
Ili click tu kitu. Innocently, but it became a public scandal.
Or that message you forwarded secretly.
Yes, secretly.
Or a decision you made in the boardroom.
Yes.
Or in the office you were alone.
Alone.
Or at home in your bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Pale kwa sitting room, no one can see.
No one can see. You thought you are alone.
You go to that app unachukua loan
Yes.
ya 200,000.
Oha.
Sema kwamba chini ya maji. Tupige sherehe kwani
Then all of a sudden nakulamba.
Bas.
But remember, this conversation this evening is not about blame game.
Yeah.
It's not about pointing fingers, but
No
rather
judgment,
it's about awareness.
Mhm.
It's about responsibility.
Yes.
It's about growth, and it's about redemption. And so
Absolutely.
stay with us as we explore how men can make wiser private choices, manage consequences with maturity, and also be able to rebuild when things fall apart. And how can they be in touch with us?
All right, you can follow through and, of course, interact with us on 0717400555. That is on WhatsApp. And, of course, 0708 2323. Right on WhatsApp. And, of course, 20933 on SMS. And at Top FM Live, at Top TV Kenya, across all social media platforms. Let's get to interact. You send in that question,
Yes.
that feedback, that comment. And, of course, we'll be so happy, so glad to engage with you.
Mhm. And of course, there is one thing that you should forward many times. That is our YouTube link.
That should not be private, eh?
Yeah, that one is not private. Don't take it. Forward it many times so that as many can be able to tune into today's episode as possible. Because we want to carry men who are silent. Men who are carrying silent consequences.
Yes.
Men who are trapped between image and also integrity.
Yeah.
They are men whose public success actually hides private battles.
They are dealing with things,
My
stuff,
friend, yes.
here and there.
Yeah, you see them, they are thriving. In the public, they are thriving. But the battles that they are fighting in the private, it's so big.
They're making tough decisions.
Tough decisions.
Uh-huh.
So many of them.
Yeah.
And those are the men that also we are talking to this evening. We are not alone in studio. It's not Gigi and Frank alone.
Yeah.
We are having a guest who is also willing to share his own experience and journey in as far as the same is concerned. He's here to share with us his wisdom, his knowledge on today's topic. And so without further ado, allow us to welcome our guest this evening, and good to see you.
Asante sana. I'm
Karibu
happy
sana.
to be here
Uh-huh.
in between two strong gentlemen.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm feeling right at home
Yes.
and ready to tackle the topic of the day.
Karibu sana.
Karibu.
And
Yes,
it's a
yes.
pleasure, it's a joy to have you join us on set
Asante
this
sana.
evening. Before we start off our conversation, a
Yeah.
brief introduction of yourself.
Sure, my name is Dan Nyundo. Dan Nyundo is a middle-aged man. Is it okay for men to say his age?
Their age. We don't
So,
usually have a problem.
So in his early 40s, a minister of the gospel. I say I'm right at home because this is one of the causes that I feel strongly called to pursue.
Uh-huh.
Just the redemption of men through what you said very powerfully.
Yes.
It's not out of being perfect.
Oh, yes.
Only Christ is perfect.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
But sharing experiences and being able to pull one another up, being able to encourage one another. So this is a ministry that I'm very, very passionate about.
Yeah.
My personal ministry is called Conserved and Redeemed Ministries.
Okay.
So I deal with a lot of what we're going to talk about
Yeah.
today. Social media, you can find me on Done on Purpose. So it's all about that, just helping men. Nobody is perfect.
Yes, true.
But we are all pursuing a cause to be better people. I'm also a businessman, a family man, yeah, and I have 2 daughters.
Okay.
So it's a pleasure to be here
Karibu sana.
amongst you guys. Yeah,
Great.
I feel right at home.
Yes, indeed.
Feel at home.
Asante
Now,
sana.
talking about private choices and public consequences, I don't know what that means for you, because I know somebody out here is wondering, sasa easy.
Ndio
Nataka
gani?
kuandika mambo yetu. What exactly are we talking about? Private choices, public consequences.
Very good. So when we speak about private choices, I believe this, I'd call them steps that one is preparing, not in the midst of many people.
Okay.
But these are steps that you're preparing in your own quiet space. In fact, my definition goes a bit deeper. A private decision is not just a decision made where there's no people, but it's a decision made where in the formative stage.
Okay.
So a private decision is made in a formative stage. It's where you're about to do something. So it's that interval between between thoughts and action.
Okay.
Yeah. So this at this juncture, you are alone. You're basing that decision on what you're made up of. It could be spiritual. It could be social. It could be affected by so many things.
Yes.
But basically, you're making a decision, or you're plotting a move that will affect your life in one way or another.
Okay.
So when we talk about public consequences, this is the aftermath of that decision that you made. And
That's
when
the leaves.
these are now the leaves, the fruits, the fruits. And unfortunately or fortunately, fruits are witnessed.
Yeah.
Christ said that you will know them by their
By
fruits.
their fruits.
So any decision is validated by public what? The public outcome.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the validation of the choice is,
What has
is the
been happening
outcome.
behind
Exactly.
the scenes?
People will not, what's the word? They will not chambua to see your process of making the private decision. But the outcome is what will explain.
So they judge the outcome.
Outcome is what is judged.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So as a man, you have to be really prepared and really attuned when you're making your private decisions.
Yes.
Because there will be a public court to judge what the outcome of that.
This is the court of public
The
opinion.
court of public opinion,
Oh, yeah.
which is very unforgiving.
I tell you.
Yes, sir.
And many people, when talking about consequences, it is viewed many a times as punishment, the negative side of
Yeah.
many decisions.
Yeah.
Would you want to redefine and maybe just wire it right?
Sure.
Yes.
And I think that's a very wise take because as I was preparing to be here with the team,
Yeah.
I thought of it as sowing and reaping.
Okay.
So when we're talking about consequences, there is both positive and negative.
Negative,
Okay.
yes.
So it's not just one-sided, trying to pin. If the private decisions were made and they were made in the right way and they
Yes.
were, directed well,
Yes.
then the consequence would be well. Just similarly to as you sow, whatever seed you put
Yeah.
in the ground, that's what determines the outcome. So if it was a good seed, we'll have good fruit. If it was a bad seed, we may not even have fruit.
Yes.
Or we may have something embarrassing. So the consequences are not always negative.
Negative, yes.
They are dictated by the decisions you make.
Okay. Yeah.
So we need to be people who catch it from... in my ministry and in my teaching, I usually focus on trying to catch things before they begin. I am a believer that's where things are forged.
You should be in control from the word
From
go.
the word go. Otherwise, it will be... We'll do twice the work. We'll go thrice the pain.
Yes.
Everything will be amplified if
Yeah.
it's not caught
Yeah.
at the beginning. So consequences are not just negative, but also positive.
Great.
Yeah.
George, kuna watu sema wacha risasi ziongee.
Yeah, ndio hivyo.
Chini ya maji.
Chini ya maji. but yeah. And you see, the thing is, actually the actions, they speak louder.
Yeah.
That's very powerful.
You see?
Yeah.
So you may be doing all sorts of things,
Yes.
but now it is in the public, when everything now is being displayed, that now that will be the loudest.
Yeah. True.
And now we will, because, at times we try to suppress things. There are things that we are battling with
Yes.
in the private
Yeah.
because of a choice that we made in the private. But then again, slowly but surely,
Yeah.
they catch up with me. In the public,
Yes.
because there some of these things you will try as much as you can to suppress,
Yeah.
but then again, because of a choice that you made, it has now sort of grown in you.
So it eventually shapes
So
character.
exactly, so that now becomes you to the point that, say, like now, even in terms of my own character.
Yes.
So there are things that maybe I am doing in the private that are not really shaping my character in the right way.
Yes.
And so I will try for a while to suppress all that when in public.
Yeah.
But then again, eventually,
It slips
because it will slip. You will be betrayed by a word.
Yes.
And then people will be like, is that really GG?
When it's full, it spills
Exactly,
off.
it spills off. Because from the abundance
Yes.
Our heart.
Yeah. So
you
the
now
mouth speaketh.
Exactly. So you cannot really be able to hide. Same thing as we have said. Consequences inherently is not negative.
Yes.
And so again, if you have built your character in the private,
Yes.
some of this, I believe even positive things and the
Yes.
positive outcomes,
Yeah.
usually they are not actually built in the public.
No.
They are actually, for me, I believe they are built so well when no one is applauding.
So when you are writing the resolutions,
Yes.
no one is there.
No one is there. It's only you and your God. And you are like, I want to be better. I want to do better. I want to be a better man. I want to do better in business, in marriage, in parenting and
Yeah.
all. That's a resolution you are making with your God and a private choice.
Yes.
And so I usually say that is much better than chukua hii mic and all over I'm shouting from the rooftops for
Hey,
anyone who
I'm
cares to
planning
listen.
this.
My friend,
Hii mwaka.
this year ni mwaka yangu. Ni mwaka wa Bwana. But then again, along the way,
Yes.
because you have not put in the discipline, you have not put in the muscles, you have not built your muscles, it becomes very hard.
Yeah.
But then again, when you are in that private, and it's a private choice that you have made, so you put in the work in terms of praying, building yourself,
Yes.
reading the word, meditating on the word. Eventually,
Yes.
people will start saying, there's something different about Gigi this
Yeah.
year. There's something about Frank
Yes.
we didn't see last year.
Yeah.
Ni nini? So
What
they
has
really
changed?
can't put, can't point to it
Anything, yeah?
on anything because you are doing it in the private.
Yes.
And so what has not been uploaded in private, all of a sudden, people are uploading.
They begin to notice.
You
We
begin
can see
to notice.
there is some change.
There is some change.
There's growth or there is some
Exactly.
loss.
Yes.
Maybe he's going through trouble
Yes.
or he's having a great time.
A great time.
Yeah.
You see, so those are, for me, I believe they are good choices that you can make for yourself. When you decide now also in terms of character, that you will contain yourself in
Yes.
terms of the lusts of the world.
Yes.
So you become a man who is a man of valor.
Yeah.
And you know what that means then in the public?
Yes.
Stability
Very
in your
true.
marriage.
Confidence,
Stability.
yeah.
Confidence. You can confidently stand and say, anyone who has Nini, throw a stone.
Yeah.
Yes. Because you have built that.
The stamina is there.
Exactly. But then again, if you the flip
side.
the flip side is also
It's brutal.
is very brutal.
Yeah.
And for me, I don't know if you can remember because it was all over. If you can remember a case in July of last year,
Yes.
and it was about these quote unquote, everyone thought they were a couple. The astronomer case
Yes.
that they were projected in the big screen. There was a concert and everything. And so the CEO
Yes.
was actually caught on the big screen with the HR.
Yes.
Both of them are married.
Uh-huh.
Lakini ikamulikwa kwa big screen.
Yes.
For me, I thought this did not start that day.
Of course.
It had built over
Yeah.
the years.
Behind the scenes. It was too much
exactly,
to be hidden.
Behind the scenes, everything, so that they became unconscious of the fact that, by the way, we are in public. So they were holding each other inappropriate.
Yes.
Yet, huyu ni bibia wenyewe,
Huyu ni bwana
huyu ni
wenyewe.
bwana wenyewe.
Ehe.
Cameraman naye akachoma.
Alikuwa anafanya kazi
Akisema
yake.
you footage.
He was looking for a good shot.
Akamulika.
Making his
He
own
was just doing
private
his own
choices.
Exactly. So the private choices were shown in a big screen, and that for us, I believe we are carrying such private choices that we made. That the only thing, the grace of God is the only thing that is protecting
much,
us
so
and
much,
securing
so
us
much.
from our stories being aired
Yeah.
in on a big
Broad
screen,
daylight, yeah?
broad daylight in public.
Yes.
Yeah. And you see, the devil is very cunning.
Very cunning. Anajua stage nzuri.
Anazijua.
Hii
So
platform-
anakuambia anakurushia tu kitu.
Yes.
And he tells you, bro, you are in charge. You are in
Kidogo
control.
tu.
Tembea nayo.
Kidogo tu.
So look at it in terms of people who started smoking. Talk to them.
Yes.
No one started openly.
No, they start hiding.
Walikuwa kwa choo.
Yeah.
Aha.
Wakimaliza,
Wakimaliza.
wanajipanguza some. It gets to a point. Anasema, ai, hii vitu ni zetu bwana."
Hii ni zetu.
Because
So all of a
it's inherent in them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
It's taken root.
Exactly. It has taken root. Look at that. Those guys who started drinking alcohol.
Yes.
Speaking of alcohol,
Yeah.
the same way.
Yeah.
A sip.
Yeah.
And the devil anamwambia bro.
Inakuwa
sawa.
uko kwa
Ai.
bogi, onja tu.
Onja
As a
tu,
man,
si ni moja,
eh.
si it's just a sip.
Fit in.
Fit in, exactly. Hii ni mbogi, fit in. Now the worst is sexual immorality.
Yes.
Anakuuliza, ai, just a text. Si ni text tu. You know.
Hizi
just
mambo za
flat.
dunia.
Just-
Yeah, ni ma-
These things happen.
So how do we protect ourselves?
Sure.
So that we don't entangle ourselves to the point now that we are now battling years of addictions, years of shame
Yes.
and disappointment.
True. No, it's very powerful, and it's such a fundamental point to look at. I would start for everybody. I know not everybody is of the faith, but having a grounded relationship with God becomes a very paramount need.
Yeah.
Because vile umesema, there are two forces that are working. There is God and there is holiness, and there is the devil who's also trying to recruit.
Yeah.
So we must understand, and I think to everybody, and especially to the men, because I believe it's a man's show today,
Yes.
you need to understand that there are two forces that are always pulling. There's in the world in the spiritual world, there is no lukewarm. There's no on the fence.
No.
Yeah. You're either pulled to one side or the other. So having a foundational, genuine, authentic relationship with Christ, that plays a really big part. You spoke about prayer. You spoke about the word.
Yes.
You know, filling yourself, because you're as good as your diet. Whatever you take in will contribute to the decisions that you make.
So garbage in.
Garbage in, garbage out.
yeah.
There is no magic manufacturer in that
turn it to
will
another
purify.
product.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The only purification is Christ, but He also expects us to play a role. So our role is to adhere to His word, to such, because even the examples you guys have given,
Yes.
by the time I'm smoking in secret, it's because I know what I'm doing is not a good thing. By the time I'm taking that alcohol, I know somehow this, you understand? So there is that conviction within us. So we need to pay attention to that. Have a very strong spiritual walk,
Yes.
where you are accountable to God, where you're responsible, where there's somebody or someone looking over you. Number two, what we're doing now, I believe for men, and I speak this from a personal point of view, there has been a void of father figures.
Okay.
One of the ways that decisions are forged is by
Yeah.
the devil has really attacked the place of fatherhood and leadership. Because as you're growing as a child, remember, decisions don't happen when that point where you start smoking or you start drinking. But as you grow up as a child, there are certain things that you watch and you see them being done.
Yeah.
Yes.
There is a man in that house who should be directing how decisions are made, how to interact with a lady, how to respect the household, how to be responsible. So I believe the enemy has really plucked that place from society now. And that's why I thank God for sit-downs like this. Because you need to be in a group in an accountability group.
Yes.
You need to be around people who shape good values, who can, you can be accountable to. I can come and tell Frank, let's meet outside there, and tell him, Frank, I have this issue. My friend, lust is killing me. Mimi naona tu mademo akipita, najisahau. Mimi ni mtu wa Mungu na nini. And Frank can tell me, my brother, don't worry. Hiyo kitu utashindana nayo. What we do, let's start praying together, and apart from that, I'll be your accountability partner.
Yes.
Anytime you feel that, nipigie.
Yes.
So there's that void where it has been, the father figure is really not there. So men are growing up not knowing how to make decisions. And there's something you said, I don't know whether, I think this was behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But you spoke about, no, I think it's when you were starting, and you spoke about men filling the void through success, through finances,
Yes.
through drink, through women. Understand that there's a disparity between success and healthy living.
There's a difference.
There's a
I'll
difference.
say that
Yes.
again, yeah.
There's a very big disparity. You can be blessed
Yes.
financially, but that still does not set you in a place where you are growing in a healthy place.
Yes.
I've come across so many people who have all the money in the world, and these people are suffering inside. And me here trying to make my way through Kanairo.
Yes.
trying to find what is the problem you
Yeah.
have. But I've come to know there is that place, having that ability to make a decision and to stick by it.
Yes.
I have this money, I can access anything I want. I can access cocaine, the purest cocaine from anywhere.
Yes.
I can access any kind of pleasure.
Yeah.
But because I've been taught how to make a decision, I will not go by that.
We continue with this conversation. This is Men on Record. It's a man thing. Any question, any clarity you could be having, please don't hesitate to talk to us on our social media platforms and also on our WhatsApp platform. We take a break and then come back, continue with the conversation.
Rafiki soul is the promise of a hand that reaches and goes beyond what angaza tumaini kote. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. Rafiki soul is a promise of a hand that reaches and goes beyond what angaza tumaini kote. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. Rafiki msoul.
Friends of Hope, keeping hope alive.
The Asian community in Kenya has been nationally recognized as the 44th tribe of the people of this great nation.
Many of which who have already been exposed to the gospel of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Starting this January, every third Thursday of the month, we bring you Asia Testify,
where we will be listening to life-transforming stories of Asian believers who have walked with the Lord. Only here on Hope TV. Look and live.
And welcome back. This is Men on Record right here at Hope Media, Hope FM, Hope TV, and across all our social media platforms. A reminder that today's episode is brought to you by Brookshine Schools, where education is more than books and grades. It's all about shaping the whole child, and through their pastoral program of instruction and a close collaboration with Sitam Kangundo Road, Brookshine Schools blends spiritual guidance with academic growth, ensuring children grow strong in values, purpose, and also vision. Admissions are still ongoing. We are still in January, and so you can visit brookshineschool.ac.ke to book a school tour and also secure your child's place today. Brookshine Schools focused towards excellence, and we thank you so very much as well as we continue with the same as well. And so once we are continuing with the show, we will continue to address all the questions that also you are bringing on our end. And so please give them to us on Hope FM Live and also on Hope TV Kenya. That is Hope TV Kenya across our social media platforms. And so we have been talking, Frank,
Yes.
about the consequences. And, we have said private choices
Yes.
are public consequences.
Yeah.
And someone is here reminding us that what a person permits in secret eventually speaks
Yes.
in public.
Absolutely. And all that reminds me of the story of Peter and John.
Yes.
The book of Acts chapter 4 verse 30. That when these Pharisees, the teachers of the law, the Sadducees, saw that the boldness of Peter and John, and knowing that they were untrained men, they
Yes.
were uneducated, they noticed later that they had been with Jesus. So in the private, they had been with the Father, Jesus
Yes,
Christ.
yes.
In public, the boldness is seen. So that is to say that whatever it is we do, even with God in our secret places of prayer, when we read the Word of God, in public, people can be able to tell what you've been up to.
Yes.
If you come from prayer, we will tell. If you are empty when it comes to the Word of God, we
Yes.
can tell even when
Yes.
you try to preach. Yeah?
Yeah.
So that means also on the positive side, when we spend good time with the right people,
Yes.
when I spend time with a brother who can, lead me in financial issues, these will be seen later in how I manage finances.
Yes.
So the people we spend with, or how we use the time we have in private, will eventually speak later.
Yeah, yeah.
And so loudly.
It reminds me of Moses. Moses, when he had that encounter in private with
Yes.
God,
Uh-huh.
then he was coming down. His face
Yeah.
shining,
Glowing,
was
huh?
glowing and all. So he could not even hide.
Yes.
The people actually had to hide from him because alikuwa anawachoma.
Yes.
Because of the choice
In
and
the
what he was
secret.
doing in the secret, the choice he was picking and had picked in the choice, or rather in the private. Dan, you can help us as well, because we have cited all those Bible options and scriptures and all. Why is it then at times we, as men, we wait for so long before we seek help,
Yeah.
whereas we know that we are falling? The choices that we made, they were not the
They were
right
not the right
choices.
choices.
But then again, before we seek,
Yes.
niko down.
It takes time.
It takes time.
Mwanaume ni kuvumilia.
Ni kuvumilia, ni kuhangana,
Mwanaume ni kukaa ngumu.
Yeah.
So, sometimes before he comes in,
Yeah.
is it a point of underestimating what the outcome would look like, underestimating this choice? Or what exactly normally happens in
Yeah.
this case?
I'd say it's a collection of all those things. I think from the time a man is growing up as a young boy, there are certain values that are placed to him. Mwanaume aliagi,
Yes.
wewe si kama wasichana.
How been
you should be-
cultured.
Exactly. Should sleep the last when unafaa kuangalia. There is that culturing, that socialization that happens.
yeah.
So when a man makes a decision in private, and slowly the consequences are negative, there is always that thing that you're trying to fight so that you can make things better.
Yeah.
You either overcome and you're drowning now. We can't see you.
Yeah.
Yes.
You've gone. But it normally comes from, I think society is very unforgiving towards a man.
Yeah.
The issues of a man are not lightly taken. You know, when a man is failing, it's not looked at as woishe.
Yeah.
You know, there's very hard consequences towards a man.
Yeah.
So when you're in that hole or wherever you are, the mentality is to fight and to come out.
Yes.
But what happens is that Satan uses isolation. Again, you've made a private decision, and then you're suffering privately.
Yes.
So that private aspect is being used negatively towards you.
Yeah.
So even in your situation, you're suffering. You made a private negative decision.
Yes.
You're suffering privately, negatively,
Yeah.
and you're stuck there. So you don't know where to reach out. You don't know who will take what. You don't know what will be said about you. You don't know whether you'll be understood. So at times you collapse into this thing. But I want to tell men out there, find people who you can speak to.
Yes.
You know. And if you want to know somebody who you can speak to, who can assist you, look at men who have scars.
Yes.
Look at men who have a bit of a bit of tear on their garments.
Yeah.
A bit of scars on their face.
Yes.
What am I trying to say metaphorically? Look for men who have gone through things. You know,
Yeah.
because I would tell you, and I always tell my daughters this: nobody on this earth is perfect.
Yes.
There is no perfect
Yeah.
person. But at times and again also I can blame men a bit. I don't know why men, we always try to portray ourselves as better, you know.
Yeah.
Mi sipiti kitu.
Yeah.
So nikipata na Frank,
Uko perfect.
Yeah.
tunapimana shati
Eh,
zetu.
eh,
Nini.
Tuna-
You understand?
tunajificha kwa
Ex-
vitu.
Exactly. Nini?
Yeah.
Frank akona
Yes.
inaitwaje saa mpya.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mi sina saa, so kesho ndakuja
kesho.
na ingine. Nimechukua loan, hiyo loan ulikuwa
Kutisha.
unasema.
Yeah.
You understand? We
Yeah.
try and cover ourselves with things. We don't dig to the there. If you're in a hole, speak out. Ask the Lord, for those who are in the faith, ask the Lord to direct you to a place that is genuine, a place that is authentic, a place where you, and it won't be used as a weapon against you.
Yes.
Because again,
Yeah.
also for men, let me say this, my brother.
Yeah.
There are times when you can, as a man, you've probably been in a situation, you've probably gone through something, and you release yourself to somebody, and then when you hear the way that thing has been concocted, and
Yes.
that person Frank alikuwa anakwambia niambie niko na wewe.
Yeah.
Nini mwishowe unasikia imeshepiwa into such a weapon.
Uko kwa radio sana.
You know, ndio hiyo. Inatembezwa kwa hiyo mlikuwa mnasema hizo WhatsApp groups na nini.
Yes. Forwarded many
A story
times.
that you
Yeah.
shared in private,
Yes.
you opened up your heart, and that's why men close a lot. And to the ladies, by the way, if you want to know why men close up a lot, it's because of that. We are not sure whether we can trust you with our wounds.
Yeah.
We are not sure whether you'll be delicate, sensitive enough to handle what we are going through, and not combine us with the wound, but to see the wound and to see us.
Yeah.
Because most of the times what happens is that
Yeah.
you're combined with your situation. So kama wewe uko na shida hii,
It becomes your name.
Yeah.
It's blanket.
it becomes your
identity.
tag.
Yeah.
That's your identity.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
But understand that men, women, everybody on this earth goes through issues. So if you're in an issue, please do not die there. Begin to search, begin to pray about it if you're a person of faith.
Yes.
Begin to search and to get in the midst, like what Frank was saying, in the midst of people like Peter, it was Peter and who?
And John.
Peter and John. You understand? There's a way wangeweza kuwekana nguvu.
Yes. Yes.
Being in the same company and sharing. If John had a weakness, he could tell by the Peter, niombe bana hapa kidogo, napitia hii na hii. Na pia John anamwambia, by the way, na pia wewe usikaniona ati mimi ndo niko mzuri sana. Kwa hii nyingine finances na nini,
Yes.
niombe na struggle. You understand?
Yeah.
So we keep on sharpening each other. Of course, God being the center.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. And talking about that, you know, earlier on you said that most of these things eventually show up just in a way. They become they start in a such a way, a way that we can underestimate and say, this I doubt if it end up tunajaribu tu just to gratify ourselves, maybe that time. And this, you know, brings us to the aspect of what this would mean now for social media, this social media and private choices. You know, we make decisions like today. I've talked about something very sensitive online because there is somebody who has personal issues,
Yeah.
personal choices, private, what they decided to do in the private. But now they're spewing it to the
Online.
public and now infecting even other people
Yeah.
and trying to make some other people to just take up the same bitterness and run with it without knowing where it came from.
Yeah.
So talk about how these personal choices, the private choices, eventually show up when it comes to social media. Because we have people who are suffering in silence.
Yes.
But now, because of the bitterness of that suffering, they now show up online to, to spew bitterness and all over the place. Yeah.
One thing in my work in the ministry that I've seen is that any wound that is unhealed will eventually show itself.
Okay.
So if you dealt with anything that is not, that you have not taken time to, go over it or to address it,
Yes.
publicly it will come out.
Okay.
Now we have social media that has come into the play, very powerful means or mode. And yes, a lot of people have, put their private, as you said, private wounds. I call them private wounds.
Yes.
On social media. You see, what happens is if you do not take time to, in my personal life, I've taken a lot of time to address my wounds.
Yes.
Growing up, I have had so many wounds from different places.
Yes.
If you don't take your time to address your wounds, again, in private, it's not just decisions that are made in private, but even wounds. You need to address your wounds in private. What happens is you get a spirit of bitterness.
Yeah.
And once you get a spirit of bitterness, you want to recruit others
Yes.
so that they can validate this spirit. You understand? So it doesn't become an issue of helping,
Yes.
but it becomes an issue of recruiting,
Yes.
because you're trying to validate. Because I went through, trauma is a very diverse thing. I'm a believer of, I'm a spiritual man. I believe in Jesus and I believe in salvation.
Yes.
But I also believe in psychology.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also delve in my ministry into a lot of psychology.
Yes.
And trauma is very wide. If you don't deal with your trauma will spew out in ways that you might not be able to control.
Yeah.
So somebody may feel like what they're doing is they're assisting, they're speaking their mind, they're, putting points forward.
Yes.
But like you said, I have not dealt with a certain wound, probably that came from my being raised,
Yes.
a parental wound.
Or even personal
Or
choices.
even personal choices
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
made
Yeah.
that I was not able to reconcile. If you want to heal from personal decisions that have gone wrong, the first thing that you need to do is accept.
Okay.
Accept I made a mistake.
Responsibility.
I take
taking
responsibility. I made a mistake. Nobody forced me into this choice.
Yes.
Nobody pushed me into, this circumstance.
Yeah.
I myself, made this mistake and I found myself here. When you stand at that point and you take responsibility in that way, then you begin to go up.
Okay.
Because this thing of trying to pull and to blame and to spew hate and to, you understand, bringing, it looks like it's something that is rallying people and on the positive. But, we look at everything from the source. You know, it said in the word that bitter water and sweet water cannot come from the same, from the same source.
Well, yeah.
So you need to clear that up. So whatever you bring forth is springs of living water.
Somebody said that hurting people
Hurt people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the aspect of responsibility, and partly you have mentioned what also I was thinking in terms of also some consequences are painful. You have mentioned that. Rarely have we seen, I don't want to say success stories, but there are success stories of men who have used painful experiences, painful consequences, public consequences, not to turn it into bitterness, but rather, and also as the end of the matter, but they use it now as the beginning of a better, brighter future. How important and crucial is that?
Very important.
Yeah.
And I think that should be the mentality of every person who has suffered a consequence out of a private decision.
Yeah.
Because like I said, the stepping stone is once you accept. A lot of the people, like going back to what Frank is saying, a lot of people who are, doing all sorts of things are people who have not accepted, I made
Still in denial.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I made like the person, the CEO you spoke about. You can imagine the repercussion of what happened. Just one flash of the video camera, and his life probably was turned, inside out.
Yeah.
But once you accept and say, I was wrong, I made a bad decision. I've been struggling with this, and this is where I found myself.
Mhm.
And like you rightfully said, when you see that there is something that has been happening.
Yes.
For something to happen, the public consequence is that these decisions have become second nature in your private place.
Yeah.
So even saa ile zinatokelea publicly, it's not at
It's
such
not-
a big
it's not
event.
a
No, it's
surprise.
not a
Yeah.
shock.
It's a
Yeah.
sleep. It's
Yeah.
something that you've been doing that now has met its time of fruition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So once you accept and you take responsibility and say, I messed up, I have done this and that, and I am willing to change. I'm willing to make better of this. What I'll say about it is this: it becomes twice harder. The road. Sorry, hey, my tongue. The road becomes twice longer.
Yeah.
Any consequence, because the laws of God are not changed.
Yeah.
What you reap, you shall sow. So the journey becomes a bit longer. But as long as you have taken responsibility and you've asked the Lord, please, make something good come out of this.
Yeah.
Let it be a testament that I can speak. Because I tell you this, I was doing some study and personally and also for the people that I interact with or I minister to. And I was looking at two patterns. There are young men who are raised by fathers who show them the example and who go before them
Yes.
and assist them to make decisions and assist them to have goals. There is a vision, there is a mission, and there is a goal. And their path is relatively a bit smoother because they are not winging it, so to say.
Yeah.
But there is a set pattern that has been set.
Yeah.
On the flip side, I was looking at young men who have not seen any kind of modeling.
Yeah.
And for them to get to their destination, I was surprised to see that it's almost a must for them to go through certain things for them to become what God wanted them to become.
Okay.
So what am I saying? I'm saying this, that probably the wrong decision you made and the public consequence that you suffered was also God can use that, to bring to fruition what he wants through you. So don't give up when you fall.
Yes.
The Bible says that a righteous man falls down how many times? 7 times. But he still gets up. David, one of the most decorated, characters in the Bible.
Yes.
How many times does this guy? Maka, there's a time I was having a conversation with God. Yani, ulipenda ujamaa.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
did you love this guy? But for David to say that even if my bed is placed in hell, I shall still be able to worship the Lord. For him to have that kind of heart, why would God not use him? So I say to somebody that it does not matter how far you've fallen.
Yes.
It matters the attitude of the heart, the state of the heart. How willing are you for God to use you? How willing are you to change? How willing are you to, to become a better person? And I believe that's where you can be able to find a footing. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
You're talking about how men can, turn those painful experiences, those consequences into something fruitful. And I'm just, thinking about this man out here. They made some weird decisions, some private decisions that costed their marriage. They costed their, their jobs. They costed their relationships out here, their businesses. What would you say to this man? Because I know somebody's saying, well, they're now talking about me.
Yeah. Yeah.
What would you say about to this man? How would you advise them?
Number one, I'd say this: the fact that you feel it's it's close to home is a good thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that means that you've taken note and you're willing. There's a willingness. I always say willingness is the beginning point. When you're willing and obedient, you shall eat the good of the land. That
Yes.
is not just ploti maguta hapa. The good of the land is a spiritual dimension.
Yes.
So that willingness, if that willingness is there, that's a good place to begin. Now, if there's that has happened, number one, you need to go back, take a seat, go to a quiet, private place, and sort through your
The
life
same
privately.
place where you made
Yes.
the decision.
Go back to that
Yes.
place
Yes.
and assess what was my role.
Mm-hmm.
Where did I fail? Where did I contribute? What are the steps that I didn't take? You understand?
Yeah.
Take a holistic look at yourself. Very open, very genuine. Hapa tudanganyani ni mimi na Mungu na kama
Yeah.
shetani yuko pia tutamwaibisha.
Yeah.
Kwa sababu we will deal with this thing in a very open way.
Yes.
And once you take a look at that, this helps you not to blame others.
Yes.
And once you take a look at that, you can be able to understand, I made certain wrong decisions here.
Yes.
There are these certain habits that I do that are not right. you understand? Because I believe even in marriage, you can say your wife or your husband was bad, but I believe it takes two, to play to be in that game.
Yeah, sure.
So there's also part of you. You might not be able to control
What the other person does.
exactly,
But you're in control of your decisions.
Exactly. So you have to take a look at yourself. If it's whether it's financial issues, whether it's relational issues, whether it's moral issues, take a step back, take a look at it, and serious. Now I see ile point tulikuwa nasema ati mimi, my brother is George, eh?
Yes.
My brother George and Frank. Si ati hapo sasa ni Dan peke yake.
Yes.
Kabla nikuje kwa George and Frank, I've taken a step back and I've looked at it. By the way, mimi hufanya hivi na hivi. Na nikifanya hivi matokeo ndio inakuaga hii. So wakati nikikuja kwanza nakwambia, by the way Frank, by the way George, normally mi ukwa hivi. So ukiona be an accountability partner to me.
Yeah.
So there's so many dimensions to it, but it starts with that place of taking, I think, as George was saying, taking responsibility and taking accountability. Once you're in that space, now you begin to prune and to shape and to move things into position where you can have something better. God, by God's grace, maybe the marriage can be restored. Probably on the other side, the other person is also having you understand? Things can be rebuilt. If not, you move ahead as somebody who has learned, somebody who's better. It took a painful experience, but it produced,
better you.
Yeah, so I'd say there is a second chance for private decisions.
Yes.
But it may be more painful.
Yeah.
You may have suffered a bit more scars.
There is a journey.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, because there are moral implications as well.
Exactly.
When we're talking about all this, because of that decision that I took in private, and you see, and I believe, you talk to any man out there, they will tell you, yeah, there is this one choice that I made,
Of course.
and up to date, I rue that decision that I made.
Yeah.
How foolish I was, and now in hindsight, and you are like, I should not have done this, and the consequences are
they're quite immense.
Quite immense, because as we have indicated, there's a breakup, especially marriages, where marriages are concerned. A loan that I took in private without involving, for those who are married, without involving
your spouse,
my spouse, and here I was thinking that it will be all good.
Yes.
I thought.
Exactly, I thought. But then again, things went south.
Nyumba inafungwa.
Nyumba
So
inafungwa.
the consequences are on other people now.
Exactly.
Na hutaki kusema
Na hutaki kusema of what was happening. But now you did that in private, but the auctioneers
They do it publicly.
kwa gate,
Yes.
mali yote
Inabebwa.
and so it's quite painful. The marriages are lost. Trust.
True.
Public trust.
True.
Because you can imagine someone who was standing out maybe in the society, but then again he falls. And we have said, especially to a man, the society is quite unforgiving, very brutal to a man. And so this is a call to every one of us, wherever we are. And you see, gentlemen, and I know you will agree with me, this thing doesn't have any respect when it comes to class.
Yeah. When it shows up,
anyone
on the way,
anyone.
The formula is the same.
Exactly.
Yes.
And you see, because some are saying I'm immune. No man is immune to these things, because it's you.
True.
It's the choice that you are making. And so we cannot belabor the point of the decisions that we are making, and especially the issue of accountability.
True.
I feel that is where it will be shaped, and the character will be built as well. What are some of the and anyone can chip in here, because maybe we have different. A man can start practical steps that a man maybe we can speak to the man who has fallen, man who is yet to fall, to guard themselves from these private choices with negative, especially now we are looking at negative, because we said there are choices that are positive, and there are so many, and we said how you shape yourself, how you carry yourself, choices that you make that are positive, They are there for everyone to see. The negative ones. What are some of the practical steps that we can take as men? Maybe we have fallen, for those who have fallen, and maybe for those who are still in the journey and they are not yet there. How can they guard themselves?
Okay, I think, my brother, there are, for anything that is successful, any biashara that is successful out here, any organization, any institution, or even a government that is successful, structures. Without structures, fail. You can, because talking about structures now in the different, aspects of life, we have maybe at home, for instance, in marriage, you need an accountability partner. This is your immediate spouse. That's the accountability you need, the immediate accountability, because this is the person who will tell you, hapa naona kidogo, this is a guardrail. Yeah, they'll lead. That's if you are open enough to share what you're going through, what you're planning, what you're thinking about. Because if we use the scenario of somebody getting into debt, or even somebody getting money, and the family cannot see where this money is going. So why can't you now share with your partner and tell them, hey, mimi nikishika tu pesa hivi. Miguu inakataa kushika chini. I just want to fly. Yeah? So that immediately you get this money, you tell them, siku nitapata pesa, please. Let's channel to this maybe idea or this project, or you can be managing this money on our behalf. These are structure. There is somebody who say, when I have my phone, I just begin to send random messages to people. You see, to girls out here, or to those people out, to people out, different people. So please don't allow me to be alone. At least
when
be
you
there.
see me alone,
when you see me trying
isolated, please
show up.
Show up and intervene.
That's a good structure. I think my brother, you can maybe add in a some more
as we bring it to a close.
No, I agree with you. I think that the point of structures is very important. I've been doing a study about structures. And realizing that structures is not just for organizations or companies and all that, but there's also your personal structure. I'm very happy that you brought that up. So as you're saying, for a man who has fallen, rebuilding the structures. Before Elijah could, was it Elijah? Could offer up the sacrifice. He rebuilt, the altar. He could not build or he could not offer on an altar built by the but he had to rebuild and to offer that sacrifice. So for a man who has fallen, begin to rebuild your structures. Prayer, repenting, getting yourself around the right people, being in the open, being accountable. Accountability does not happen in private. It does not happen by you're not. There's a level that you are accountable to yourself, but you also need external accountability. Like you said, a guardrail that can set you on. The men that have not fallen, as you've said, keep the structures right. What are the foundations of your structure? Is it God's word? Is it are you responsible for something? And for a man, remember this: the expectation of a man is not similar to any other thing. Not to women, not to children, not to animals. Not the expectation that is placed on a man. Is very high. So your accountability also has to be very, very high. So when you're making decisions, when you're becoming, seek, read, seek knowledge, seek to better yourself. Maybe you're entering into financial issues because you've not handled things well financially. Look for ways to make that better, and I believe you'll be a better person.
Awesome. Those are some of the structures and the guardrails that you can put in this journey. And the good thing is that there is hope. There is hope for you. There is hope for a man who has fallen. And yes, God still can use you. God can use your story even to shape the lives of other men. And so thank you so very much for tuning in to today's episode. And thank you, Dan, for finding time to join us this evening.
George and Frank.
Asante sana. Maybe we can get in touch with you how?
Through my social media pages, Dan on Purpose. If you're not getting Dan on Purpose, the Dan Nyundo. Should I give my number?
Yeah, if you're comfortable.
That's okay. 0724 949 552. I deal with a lot of the formation of the young man, big boys in school, and all that, just giving foundation to that. My ministry is called Conserved and Redeemed Ministry, and on social media it's Done on Purpose.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much also to our viewer, our listener this evening for joining us on Men on Record. And Frank, thank you. Have a fantastic week ahead.
You as well,
Weekend,
man.
actually.
Yeah.
Weekend, yeah.
Weekend.
Yeah.
I've interacted with many people
Yeah.
who never, they feel like weekend in hands.
Ah,
Our friend is mourning on our program. The same, they're doing the same.
sawa.
So weekend in Anza, Isha Anza.
Ishaanza, actually. And so thank you so very much. Consequences don't ask whether a choice was public or private. They simply follow.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's been men
Without
on
formula.
record. Without formula. They just follow. It's been men on record. Thank you so very much. I've been your host. My name is George Gishuro.
They call me Favored Frank.
And the show has been men on record because it's a man thing. Good night.